It's a pandemic. How you gonna tell people to go buy flights? They need to be thinking about their safety, sis. Ain't nobody told you to go jump on a plane tomorrow. I'm just telling you to buy a flight. Okay? Okay. So, hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Living Like Jay. Thanks for joining me. I'm just gonna be going over a couple of tips and some little tricks. I'm gonna sprinkle in some little information for y'all to go find some good cheap flights. Basically just giving you guys insights on why you need to go buy a flight by May 31st. You can be like, that's a real specific date, girl. May 31st. Put it in the calendar, set some alarms. If you're interested in traveling and you love to travel like moi, then you definitely need to be trying to secure some flights by May 31st. Disclaimer, please don't come at me in the comments talking about, well, it's a pandemic. How you gonna tell people to go buy flights? They need to be thinking about their safety, sis. Ain't nobody told you to go jump on a plane tomorrow. I'm just telling you to buy a flight. Okay? Okay. So let's get started and let's get right down into the details. Number one, most major airlines are waiving their change fees. What does this mean? Why do I care, Jay? Why do I care, Jay? You care because normally to change your flight ranges anywhere between, depending on the airline, $100 and I'm gonna just say $100 to $200 to change a flight. So that means, oh, I want to fly. I booked my flight to fly out of Tampa, but now I want to fly out of Orlando. $200 to change. Oh, I want to change the date by 1 day, $200 to change. It doesn't really matter why, the purpose, the reason for what you want to change your flight for. If you want to change your flight from any of the original details that you booked, it can range anywhere between $100 to $200. I'm used to seeing the $200 change fee. I don't know what other smaller airlines might have, but again, most major airlines are waiving that. So why is this important? This is important because airlines, and I do have a list so I don't do misinformation, but airlines such as JetBlue, American Airlines, Delta, Spirit, have essentially said that if you book a flight by May 31st, so any flight booked by May 31st, we will waive the change fee on. So what? Yes, sis. They said that. Basically, they will waive the change fee. Now, each airline does have some different dates of when you can change it for no fee. So, for example, JetBlue, you can, as long as you buy the flight by May 31st, you can change the flight if it's for a travel date that's between now and January 4th, 2021, okay? American Airlines says, hey, as long as you buy the flight by May 31st, regardless of when the travel date is, we'll waive the change fee. Okay, Delta says, once you buy the flight by May 31st, we'll give you 1 year from purchase to essentially have no change fees, okay? United, I'm not really going to talk about them too much outside of this point because they stopped their, you had to buy your flight by April 30th. Sis, we are I'm at May. See, the Rona done made me forget what month it is. We in May. So they're not really relevant to this conversation, seeing as they policy done is gone. Wrap it up. Cut. Okay. And Spirit. So basically, and I'm gonna just repeat it one more time. If you buy a flight from JetBlue, American, Delta, and Spirit, with some of them having specific when your travel date is, but basically you have no change fees. Okay, I'm gonna get to the next piece and we're gonna then dabble in why this is important. So the next piece, canceled flights and credits. Okay, why is this important? So basically, if the airline cancels your flight, or you cancel your flight because of everything that's going on, most of the airlines are giving you 24 months to use that credit. So what's happening is someone might have bought a flight in January. A group of us, we were supposed to be in Tokyo, and I technically should have been departing on May 29th to go to Tokyo. Y'all do not understand how sad I've been this month. Okay, so I bought my flight in January. Air Canada canceled my flight, okay? They canceled my flight way back in April, I want to say. So basically they issued me a credit for the total amount that I spent. So that's taxes, fees, all that good stuff. It's really not good, but all that stuff, they basically was like, all right, we're going to give you a credit for that dollar amount. So I think I have a credit for roughly $800 just sitting with Air Canada, okay? You be like, sis, see, I don't want no credit. I want my money back. Okay, well, if you are going through like a JetBlue, an American, United, Spirit, those are 100% American airline companies, go through their process to get your refund, basically. Because the DOT has been basically saying that like, hey, you can't only give people the option to have a credit. You have to give them the option to get a refund or accept the credit. My case is a little bit different because Air Canada, although they do travel in the United States, they're a Canadian-based company. And also on top of that, I still do plan on going to Tokyo, and I don't want to have to rebuy a flight. So I just accepted the credit on that sense. Also, I travel a lot. So honestly, having airline credits is not something that bothers me. But nonetheless, I have a $800 credit that I have 24 months. So that's 2 years. So basically, April 2022, I have to use this $800 credit, okay? Do you know how lovely that is for someone who loves to travel? So I'm gonna go through a couple of my personal examples just so you guys like get the gist of it, basically. All right, so in March, it was really when companies started releasing like, oh, if you decide to buy a flight, like we'll do X, Y, and Z for you. So in March, because I love to travel, me and my lovely friend Brianna, aka Black Girl Wanderer, I'm gonna make sure I put her blog down below and drop her IG and everything. Go follow her. We decided that we wanted to go on a trip. I had my Spirit flight was for Nashville, Tennessee. I do still want to go to Nashville, but I'm actually planning to go to Houston soon. And so I actually was able to find an $88 round trip ticket to Houston. So I'm most likely just going to use my Spirit credit to pay for a trip to Houston. Mind you, I said my trip to Nashville, I think I paid around like $122. My trip to Houston, the round trip is only $88, and you're like, oh yeah, girl, but you gotta pay for luggage on Spirit. Yeah, but I have $88, $124. There's a difference. I can use that difference to pay for luggage and basically not have to pay for my trip at all. We love traveling for cheap. Okay, so those are kind of the two main things that are really important right now. Is basically that if you decide to cancel your trip, there is no cancellation fee right now, and you basically get a credit and you can use it whenever. So and again, it's only for flights that a lot of airlines are stopping. Like, this wouldn't apply to you if you buy it after May 31st. That's why I say it's really important in the next week and a half that if you see a flight that you really are interested in and it's a destination that you've been dying to go to and it's a super dirt cheap price, I definitely recommend taking it, because at the end of the day, like, you could just turn around and if you don't feel comfortable with it, you could just turn around and cancel the flight. And then once you cancel it, sis, you just hold on to that credit and you rebook it for another time and date. Like, it's one of the best things that I personally think is happening right now. Now I'm going to switch to the computer and just show you like one or two examples and basically show you online where you can find the information for the airlines regarding their policies. So alrighty guys, so I am on my computer and I'm just gonna go to the internet, but I actually already have a lot of the tabs already up. So we're gonna start with Delta. Like I said, I wanted to get on the Delta website and you can just, can I cancel or change my flight? This is basically where you can find all the information in like step by step. So I had just the overview because it's a lot easier. But basically here it'll tell you like traveling with them, their updates and whatnot. So updates, waivers, and e-credits. This is just a lot easier to read. So basically, can I change or cancel my flight? Says it right here. It's easy to cancel, make changes, or rebook. You just go online, you make changes to your flight anytime before your travel date. We're now waiving change fees and providing flexibility for those using credits through September 30th, 2022 for customers who, you can see, booked already for March through September or have an existing e-credit. Also, tickets purchased between March 1st and May 31st can be changed without a fee for a year from the date you purchased it. Bam. Says it right there. March 31st, change without a fee for a year. Okay. You just have to change it before your flight date, basically, or your travel date. Okay. That's Delta. JetBlue. Already here. So see, theirs is at the top up here. So I've already gone to it. But here, I need to travel. We've suspended change and cancel fees for all new bookings made between March 27th and May 31st for travel through January 4th. So you just have to keep in mind that JetBlue has a slightly different policy. Yes, they have waived the change and cancellation fees, but theirs is just for travel through January next year, basically. Here, I need to change or cancel my flight. We're waiving the fee through January 4th. So you can basically rebook your travel through January 4th online. The original travel must be booked on or before May 31st. For voluntary cancellation, funds will be issued a JetBlue credit valid for 24 months from the date of issuance, okay? So if you decide to cancel, then you get a credit and it'll be valid for 24 months with JetBlue. If they canceled, right here, if they canceled, you can travel on the next available flight, you can receive a credit, or you can get a refund. So like what is the reasoning for not buying a flight? If you literally can get your money back, you get a credit to travel in 24 months, or you can literally just get the next flight. Okay, that's JetBlue. American. So this is their updates. Travel flexibility. If you bought your ticket before May 31st for travel between those dates, you can rebook without changes. Buy a new trip between March 1st and May 31st for all future travel. You can also change it at a later date without change fees. Okay? I mean, it's really, like, they're really making it super easy right now. They're telling you step by step how to change or cancel it. And, if you're doing that. Okay? So basically go do your research. If you're interested in traveling, because if you find a good deal with the airline, like I said, you honestly might be able to just buy it. And then, if you need to, if you still don't feel comfortable when it's getting closer, to just change it to another date. Okay. So I'm going to show you a couple examples. So basically here we have, this is a website that I use, Skyscanner, to basically help. It's kind of like a kayak or all those. It's basically searching all the websites and airlines for prices. So this is just a random one that I found because, again, I was trying to find one that was with one of the airlines that I mentioned earlier, like a JetBlue, an American, a Delta, or something like that, so that you could get a better understanding since those are the policies that I showed you. So Skyscanner here says that Miami to Cancun, which I know a lot of people love to travel to, in July. So this is a Tuesday through Sunday. I can go for the cheapest, $161. The best, so this is normally a combination of price and speed, and the fastest. So this would be like the least amount of time you spend on the flight duration, basically. So this is telling me, all right, it's telling me that I can go for $161. I'm obviously seeing multiple American Airlines with $161. So basically what I then do, and what I would always recommend you do, if you don't travel, you don't know if that's honestly a good deal or not. Okay, I know it's a good deal, but if you don't travel or you don't spend a lot of time doing research on flights, that might not be information that you're used to. So I always recommend going to Google Flights, okay? And I recommend, literally, I will start over on this. Google Flights, I literally just Google it. I click on the first link, bam, okay? So this was, let's see, this was the dates for July 14th through the July 19th. So we're going to say Miami to Cancun to July 14th through the 19th. All right. Click done. Great. Right here, prices are currently low, $167 cheaper than usual for your dates. So you could click on details and it will give you more detailed information. So the least expensive flights for similar trips to Cancun usually cost between $295 and $395. So if you're looking at a flight, and I always recommend when you're thinking about going on a trip, you really have to know what's the maximum you're willing to spend on a flight. But that also has to be with understanding truly what that flight price is normally like. So if I would be like, oh, I want to go to Cancun for $50, well, that is not like, you don't understand the prices of the flight. So that's a little less feasible. And not something that I would keep putting off my trip for. Like, I would not continue putting off my trip because I didn't find that $50 flight if I saw a $161 flight, okay? Especially knowing that the flight is normally between $300 and $400. So same thing goes for saying if you were finding a flight to go somewhere else. So let's just randomly say like Alaska. If I said the prices were $500, you might be like, dang, that's a good deal. But if you go on Google Flights, you can check and see that like, actually, that's only $50 less than what it usually is. Then that's not really a good deal. So that's not something that I'm gonna like bite on. But back to what we were doing. So I was on Skyscanner. Skyscanner told me it's $161 and it's telling me the airline. This is basically where I do my research, okay? I then head over to Google Flights. I just like to double check the information and also check and see that the prices, are they cheap for what it usually is? Is it high? Is it moderate? Like, I want to know what the ballpark is. So yes, it's telling me that these prices are really cheap. So I know this is a good deal. If this is a place that I'm wanting to visit, I would definitely jump on this $161 round trip flight, y'all. I don't do that one-way crap. This is not 161 one way, 161 another way. No, this is round trip. So I would basically go from here. Let's say I'm just going to choose this flight, right? I'm going to say this one. Now, please understand, if I click on this option right here, it's going to bring the price up. But these two options keep the flight price the same. So you have to be paying attention to what you're clicking to. You can't just be choosing any time flights that you want just because, oh, I like that time period. If you want it for that dollar amount, these are the 2 flight times. I'm not a morning person, so I'm going to choose this option hypothetically, okay? All right, bet. So it's telling me that Tuesday, July 4th, this is the time I'm flying. It's going to take me almost 2 hours. Boom, boom. Okay. You can book through Google Flights. However, I do not. I always book through the airline because if I have any issues, whether me trying to cancel, me needing whatever, like it doesn't even have to be an issue on their part or I need a refund. Like if I need to contact someone because something is going wrong, I want to deal with the airline themselves. So I always do my research. I always verify, and then I always go to booking options, and I click select. That is going to take me directly to American Airlines for me to book. As you can see, it just went to aa.com. If you don't know, that's American Airlines. That's American Airlines website, so I know that this is good. All right, it's telling me I chose basic economy fare, which is basically this. They assign a seat. I can't do upgrades, no refunds, board in the last group, whatever. Or I can do the upgrade, which is I choose my seat. If I choose a special seat, there might be a fleet. I'm eligible for upgrade. I can flight change, general boarding, whatever. I don't normally care about the differences, so I'm just going to choose the accept restrictions, okay? Boom. It's right here in front of us, y'all, in nice, bold letters. They're not hiding it. They're putting it right here. Book a new trip by May 31st, 2020, and there's no change fee if your travel plans change. Okay, I do have an American Airlines account, so I'm not going to continue to book, but it's literally right here for you. You can click on this, and it's going to tell you the exact same thing. You can book it. It's telling you can also make a one-time change. Oh, well, that's vacations. My bad. Travel flexibility. Okay. You can change your flight once with a no change fee if you buy a non-refundable ticket. Okay. Start all travel within 1 year of the date. Wasn't that a non-refundable ticket? Because I know y'all were thinking that. Like, oh, she gonna choose it. That thing say it's not refundable. You can literally go right here. Scroll down. Your trip. Basic economy. Non-refundable. Go back over. Terms and conditions. We're waiving change fees for tickets. Oh, dang. We're waiving change fees for tickets bought March 1st through May 31st for all travel. This is available for any of Americans' non-refundable published fares. So why do I buy through the website specifically and I don't be buying from all these other... I do my research everywhere else but the website because the airlines are obviously going to push what they want to push. I'm going to go to these websites that are trying to show you the best deals. Okay. So it's telling you on the non-refundable, you still going to get the waive change fee. Okay. So who trying to go to Cancun? Now, mind you, that's July. Okay. You might not feel comfortable. So long as you make sure that before your trip comes, so say, 2 weeks before, you're not trying to go, or 3 weeks before, you're not trying to go. You just go in and you change the date. Voila. You just secured a flight to Cancun for $160. And mind you, what did we say? This is $255 cheaper than usual. Google Flights told us, based off of the price history, this is cheaper. Why would I pass up an $161 flight when usually I would pay this? Come on now. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Please comment below if you thought the tips were good or if you want to learn something new. Until next time, guys.